Hey everyone! Welcome back to another exciting video on the channel. In today's video, we're going to dive deep into a full breakdown of Ollie, the latest brawler in the game. I'll be sharing a mix of casual tips, pro strategies, the best builds, and everything else you need to know after spending a lot of time playing with him yesterday. So let's get started. Basic stats and overview. First things first, Ollie has a whopping 11,200 heal, which makes him an absolute tank in the game. In fact, his health is identical to Frank's, making him one of the tankiest brawlers available. This high HP pool allows him to take a ton of damage before going down, so be sure to use this to your advantage when playing. When it comes to damage output, Ollie's attack deals 1,700 damage per shot. While this might not seem incredibly high, there's a possibility that it could receive a buff in future updates. His damage output is somewhat comparable to other brawlers like Sandy, meaning he can dish out consistent hits but isn't necessarily a burst damage dealer. Another important factor is his supercharge rate. Ollie can fully charge his super in just 5 hits. This is a great number to keep in mind when strategizing, as knowing when you're close to getting your super allows you to play more aggressively. However, despite the relatively quick charge rate, Ollie does have a very slow reload speed, which can sometimes be frustrating. The good news is that his main attack pierces through enemies, allowing him to build up his super much faster if he's hitting multiple opponents at once. This makes him similar to brawlers like Sandy, Janet, and Buster, who also have piercing attacks that help them cycle through their abilities quickly. Additionally, if you manage to hit an opponent with Ollie's super, it will recharge 20% of his next super, meaning you'll still need to land 4 more attacks to get it back. But every bit of charge helps. Ollie's reload speed is 1.8 seconds, which, interestingly enough, is exactly the same as Sandy's. Despite Ollie being classified as a tank and Sandy being a control brawler, they share quite a few similarities in terms of stats. Another stat worth mentioning is Ollie's attack range of 6.33 tiles, which is slightly more than Sandy's. This gives Ollie better reach compared to most tanks, making him unique among brawlers with a similar role. Gadgets. Ollie comes equipped with 2 unique gadgets, each providing different advantages depending on the situation. 1. Regulate. When activated, Ollie performs a jump, similar to other brawlers with movement abilities. However, upon landing, he hypnotizes all nearby enemies for 1 second. While this duration isn't very long, it can be incredibly useful in interrupting enemy supers, securing ball possession in Brawl Ball, or simply disorienting opponents. If you're playing on a map with a lot of walls, this gadget can be particularly strong since it allows you to jump over obstacles while stunning enemies. 2. All eyes on me. With this gadget, Ollie's next basic attack will hypnotize any opponent it hits for 1 second. Unlike Regulate, this one doesn't require Ollie to be near an enemy when activating it, making it very effective on more open maps. The hypnosis effect forces enemies to walk toward Ollie, which can be a great way to pull enemies into a bad position where you or your teammates can easily take them down. Star powers. Just like with his gadgets, Ollie's 2 star powers provide different benefits depending on the game mode and map. 1. Kick push. When Ollie's near a wall, he gains a 20% movement speed boost. On maps with lots of walls, this can be useful for dodging attacks and engaging or disengaging fights quickly. However, it makes Ollie's movement predictable, since enemies will know he'll always try to stick close to walls. 2. Renegade. This star power gives Ollie a 4,000 heal shield for 4 seconds. If he takes damage, the shield will decay faster, but having an extra layer of defense is incredibly valuable, especially since Ollie mutes himself when using his super. This shield effectively increases his HP to 15,000, making him an absolute tank for those 4 seconds. Best build for Ollie. The best build for Ollie depends on the mode, but in most cases, gadget, all eyes on me, it allows you to control enemies from a distance and drag them toward your team. Star power, Renegade. The 4,000 heal shield gives him better survivability, especially since he's vulnerable while using his super. Gears, gadget gear, enhances hypnosis effects. Plus, damage or health gear. Damage is great since his output is low. Best and worst game modes. Gem grab, B tier, can work well but is not top tier due to his lack of aggressive pressure. Heist, F tier. Not viable because of slow reload speed and mediocre damage. Bounty, C tier, sometimes B tier. Only good on maps with walls, otherwise easily countered. Brawl Ball, B tier. Hypnotize abilities are strong here, but he lacks burst damage. Hot Zone, A tier. Great control potential and super helps in zoning enemies. Knockout, C tier. Not ideal since he struggles to charge his super efficiently. Good matchups and counters. Ollie excels against low DPS, squishy brawlers like Squeak, Mr. P, and most throwers. His jump gadget helps counter throwers by letting him jump over walls and close the gap. However, he struggles against tank counters like Frank, Primo, and Ash, who can outdamage him easily. Since Ollie muting himself with his super leaves him vulnerable, high burst damage brawlers can take advantage of that. Casual and pro tips. Casual tips. 1. Auto-aiming your super shortens the range, making it more useful when enemies are close. 2. Play like Buster, build super, then play aggressively. 3. Chain super and gadget to extend hypnosis duration to 3.5 seconds. 4. Recognize his low DPS. Don't take unnecessary 1 versus 1s. Pro tips. 1. Use hypnosis to drag enemies to teammates for easy eliminations. 2. Aim for multiple opponents with his piercing attacks to recharge super faster. 3. Use different builds based on the map. Jump gadget plus kick push for small maps. All eyes on me plus renegade for open maps. 4. Use super near walls. Since he's muted, walls provide some cover while he's vulnerable. Final thoughts. That's everything you need to know about Ollie. He's a unique tank with solid control abilities, but low DPS and a slow reload speed hold him back. He shines in Hot Zone and Brawl Ball, but struggles in Heist and Knockout. Make sure to use the right builds based on the map and play strategically with his hypnosis abilities. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more guides. See you in the next one.